You know, 2024 seems to be the year of exposing people and cancel culture. Nobody is safe nowadays. Dr. Disrespect got exposed. Now he's pretty much canceled. Mr. Beast got exposed. And whenever somebody gets exposed, the community doesn't let up. YouTubers make videos left and right because it benefits everyone. Everyone makes money and everybody gets exposure. So it's to their benefit to make videos about it. Ubisoft is not exempt in this regard. And the situation is way worse than I thought. Because, you know, people can get into a bubble and not get out of it thinking that everything is going to be okay. I personally have amassed a fan base primarily of The Division 2, Tom Clancy, made by Ubisoft, massive. Throughout the years, I've branched out to other games because I felt it beneficial for my personal growth, and I just want to diversify my content and be a gamer that wants to play whatever I want to play and cover whatever I want to cover. This allowed me to see what's really going on with Ubisoft. And in my latest video, I thought that it was merely about Assassin's Creed and just certain lackluster developmental cycles of The Division 2, but it's way more than that. We're talking about the entire library of the latest Ubisoft titles have flopped really bad to the point where Ubisoft owners have released a statement. One of them was to their employees, which was leaked and wasn't even supposed to be released, basically in denial about what's going on and not accepting criticism. The other one was a voluntary statement, which I'll share with you today. Plus, just the fact that they've misrepresented Japanese culture in so many ways with all of the developments that they've made in Assassin's Creed. It's not even really about the race, which I thought. It's not necessarily about a lot of things that we thought. It's just about flat out disrespect of the Japanese culture and not really understanding what it's about, pretty much insulting them by doing that. Also, the fact that a lot of Ubisoft employees aren't really happy. And I was looking at Legendary Drop's video where he speaks about how Ubisoft employees or developers have reached out to him and he had conversations with them and they revealed some telling information. So I want to discuss all of this in this video because it's way bigger than The Division 2. So coming from a perspective of a Division 2 content creator primarily, I would always wonder why they're delaying The Division 3 so much. Why are they not paying any attention to the Division's community in regards to giving us new content and updates? Why are they just stringing us along? Well, it all makes sense. They have way bigger problems than thinking about a future title. And this originated with them trying to branch off and make other games like Avatar and Star Wars to highlight. And this is where some of the employees spoke out because things have changed within the company. This whole woke agenda and the Me Too movement played a huge part in the employees getting hired and just complaints that employees have with other people in regards to offending them, just small issues in the grand scheme of it all. You know what I mean? And in regards to this whole agenda, a question was posed. What benefits have you seen? Is there more diversity in thought based on this? Or is it creating a more one-sided environment? So this Ubisoft employee said, so far, the initiative had no impact on the team I'm part of. However, it's clear that some topics are taboo. What happened is that now people end up in meetings with HR for trivial stuff, not adding smiley emojis in a message and adding an exclamation point at the end of a message because some are reporting it as harassment. We're talking about small issues like this in the grand scheme of developmental issues. He continues by saying that Ubisoft had some controversy during the Me Too period, letting go managers in high positions, and some left on their own before they would be discovered. So this right here, I think, is when the change really took effect with Ubisoft, because then it took away some of the core values that they believed in regards to risky development. This is what I mean, because another question was posed. What was the impact of this in the workplace? And he says the editorial direction and overall mindset shifted from boys club to safe content, reaching for plain characters. K in Star Wars is the perfect example of this. The idea to have beautiful characters such as in Baldur's Gate or Uncharted is met with disgust. Furthermore, safe content leads to limited opportunity on the gameplay side. Even for Star Wars, we had to work with Disney, which would have shut down most attempts at depicting a true criminal underworld with cruelty and drama. So one of the constraints with K, the main character in Star Wars, was to never punch down. And for them, in space levels, it meant that civilian ships couldn't be hurt at any point by the player, for example. What they're saying is that this whole agenda where they don't want to offend anybody, they have this woke agenda where anything that people do in the game might offend somebody, forces the developers to create a safe game that doesn't take any risks, therefore killing the creativity in development. This is one of the reasons why Star Wars failed so badly. because this is one of the premises that the game was based on. Very little creativity and originality based on developmental processes stemming from grit or just the reality of whatever concept they're trying to portray. If you have an underworld or gritty environment, you have to develop mechanics in the game that represent that. And because of this safe approach, they can't do that. Now, I'm just talking about some of the reasons why Star Wars failed. A lot of the employees in Ubisoft are of this mentality, and the development has changed. So it's not like it used to be. And then when it comes to Assassin's Creed, you have this whole thing where Ubisoft just misrepresents Japanese culture in so many ways. They get so many things wrong to the point where the Japanese look at it as a slap in the face. And Ubisoft doesn't want to take any constructive criticism. They have this idea of toxic optimism, which is an I'm always right mentality. The negative outcomes Ubisoft has experienced, particularly in the past 6 months, have led to the executive committee and the board of directors to launch a company-wide investigation. Star Wars Outlaws failed to meet the expectations, resulting in significant financial losses for the company. Meanwhile, Assassin's Creed Shadows had already been one of the most hotly debated topics in the gaming world for some time. Unfortunately, due to the criticism directed at the game, Ubisoft announced that it had to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows as well. Thus, in 2024, Ubisoft faced considerable setbacks, both financially and in terms of its reputation. Here's what the official statement says. This is the one that they actually released in response to everything, and I want you to tell me what you think about it. In light of recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency, while delighting players as a result. Beyond the first important short-term actions undertaken, the executive committee, under the supervision of the board of directors, is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. Of course, right? Because nobody's trying to back them right now. Finally, let me address some of the polarized comments around Ubisoft lately. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company, creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda. We remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy. Well, I don't really agree with the fact that they say they're not really trying to push a specific agenda, because if you're going for completely safe content in the context of Star Wars with not taking any risks, I think that's a specific agenda. And also the fact that they want to acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. So at the time of the announcement, Ubisoft stock already on the decline dropped even further, which is of course why they want to appeal to their stakeholders and shareholders, because it's approximately $12.11 USD with the failures of the two mentioned games. Just the two mentioned games. Ubisoft's share price is now at its lowest in the past decade. That's a long time. They've been winning for a while, but I mean, lately it hasn't been good. There is, however, a sense that Ubisoft is beginning to take action towards a general recovery. It appears that it'll take some time for the company to regain players' loyalty and put its finances back in order, as it once did. And they said that they'll continue to keep you updated on this situation. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more articles about this. But here's my point, right? There's a lot going on, because not only has there been this woke agenda, or the fact that they're trying to do safe content wherein they don't want to take any risks, getting rid of management that actually believes in stuff like that. There are more issues to where they've hired developers that are designers working on FPS mechanics who have never played an FPS game, or engineers who don't understand how the mechanics they're building are supposed to feel. There's a lack of passion and skill across the board, and the results are obvious. I don't know, maybe this is one of the reasons why 𝐿𝐴𝐷efiant didn't really appeal to me. There was just something about that gameplay that I didn't like. Now, I prefer third persons over first persons anyway, but usually when I play a first person game like Destiny or something of high quality, it feels good, even though it's my second choice to play a first person. But I can tell there was something weird about 𝐿𝐴𝐷efiant. Maybe this is the thing. They had developers or designers working on FPS games who never played an FPS or understood the mechanics of how it works. If this is true, this is crazy. Anyways, this is way bigger than Division 2. In fact, I don't even know at this point if they're going to even release a Division 3. They say it's in the works, but who knows? They canceled Heartland, and they've just been stringing us along with these little updates here and there in the Division 2, because they have way bigger issues than worrying about a 5-year-old community and a 5-year-old game at this point. It's really a lot now that I think about it. Anyways, let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below. I just wanted to bring this information to you. I'll keep you updated as the situation progresses, and I'm sure it will. I want to see how this all plays out. So if you like this conversation, like the video, and don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.